Hey everyone, Bond here for Dr. Pennsylvania. Today's article comes from the Columbian, which was published out of Bloomsburg in Columbiana County. However, the subject of the article is actually taking place in Danville, which is just east on Route 11 over in Montour County. Which, little Dr. PA fun fact, Danville was the first place that Nick had Scrapple for the first time. When he told me that, I proceeded to look up what Scrapple was because I always heard about it. It's also known as Pon Hoss or Pan Rabbit, and it does not look like what I thought it was. I always thought it was like a hash, but it's not. It's like pork scraps with buckwheat and cornmeal in various shapes. But anyway, this article is entitled Smallpox in Danville. And this being set in 1894, smallpox was still a really big deal. This is pre-eradication. I believe all they did back then was inoculate. So thankfully we have vaccines now, so we don't have to deal with the horrible things that these folks dealt with.
Smallpox in Danville. The Danville Board of Health has issued the following proclamation. Whereas a large number of smallpox cases exist in the borough of Danville and new cases are daily occurring, and whereas the Board of Health has knowledge that the contagion has been and is being carried and propagated by means of members of households where the disease exists, mingling freely with the people in public places, in church, Sunday school, public schools, and at places of amusement, and by means of individuals visiting persons afflicted, and then mingling with the public, and whereas the efforts of the Board of Health to prevent the spread of the contagion have been ineffective by reason of the want of proper precaution on the part of the inhabitants of the town, and whereas it is the duty of the Board of Health to provide security against the transmission and spread of the disease and to enforce such regulations as will tend to limit its progress and effectively stamp it out, and so to this end to enforce the quarantine at any and all places affected. Now, therefore, the Board of Health of the Borough of Danville hereby declares smallpox to be epidemic in the borough of Danville, Pennsylvania, and with the object of preventing the further spread of the disease, promulgates the following orders and regulations. First, that all schools, public and private, in the first and second wards of the borough of Danville, the Thomas Beaver Free Library, the Young Men's Christian Association rooms, including the gymnasium, and the auditorium of the Opera House, be closed until the further order of the Board of Health. Second, that all churches and places of public worship and Sunday schools throughout the borough be closed until further order of the Board. Third, that public assemblages and mass meetings of all kinds are hereby forbidden until further order of the Board.